Merkley.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and good to see you, Director. Director, I wanted to explore a little bit the challenge of the plot to murder a Sikh activist here in the United States. The Department of Justice unsealed an indictment, and the individual, I gather, is in the Czech Republic, and that we've established there are extradition possibilities. Is that progressing?
I can say that I'm very aware of the case you're talking about, and I do feel the case is progressing. There's probably not a whole lot I can say about it for that reason, but yes, the case is progressing.
But we're actively pursuing extradition.
We are, I believe I can confirm that much, yeah.
Thank you. The Washington Post reported that U.S. officials have identified the individual in the Indian Intelligence Agency who was the crafter of the plot, and that the plot was approved by the Chief of Research and Analysis Wing, which is the Indian spy agency. I have not seen that we are pursuing indictments, but are we pursuing indictments against individuals who, not just the hired assassin, if you will, but those who planned and plotted the assassination?
So that's a question that I can't answer here. What I can tell you, just because it's a very ongoing investigation, and what I will tell you is that we feel quite strongly, as I think you do, that individuals cannot attempt to conduct lethal plotting in the United States, even if they feel strongly that somebody is somebody they view as a bad actor. That's not a recourse that they have available to them to engage in lethal plotting.
I raise this particular case because I've previously raised and really tried to put a spotlight on the growing problem of transnational repression. And as the chair, the Senate side chair of the Congressional Executive Commission on China, we hold a lot of hearings in which people are testifying. Many of those folks have been subject to transnational repression by the Chinese government. This morning we had the hearing on the anniversary of Tiananmen Square, and the individuals again spoke about the challenges they have faced. In fact, one individual testified with an assumed name and a mask in order to protect herself from repression. Previously, I've raised the issue of having a better gateway for people to talk to the FBI about transnational repression, because in the past the FBI had said, well, just tell people to call the general tip line. That is not something hardly anyone does of those that I'm aware of who have been subject to this. They're not sure it's a crime. They're not sure it will be confidential. They're not sure there will be a Chinese speaker. So in our FY24 bill, we had report language that directed the FBI to ensure that its tip line is staffed by people with cultural and linguistic ability to communicate with the diaspora and knowledge of the tactics of transnational repression. Has the FBI accomplished that assignment?
Well, what I can tell you is that we have a transnational repression cell that is focused specifically not just on how we analyze the intelligence related to transnational repression, but how we feed that into outreach and engagement with the targeted communities. And that includes everything from translations into the relevant languages to supplying it to field offices for community engagements with dissident and diaspora communities sprinkled around the country, with the whole goal of trying to address the very concern that you're alluding to, which is to recognize that these are folks who, in many cases, the transnational repression is at the hands of law enforcement from these other countries, so they're understandably a little bit reluctant to turn to law enforcement here. So it's an effort to educate them on what transnational repression is, how they can reach out to us to show them that we're there to help.
And that is valuable, and thank you for having your outreach teams engaged in that manner. I'm still not hearing that they're presenting an opportunity to those communities in which those communities feel comfortable sharing their experiences. So I want to continue to raise this. I think from your response, the specific assignment of having the tip line staffed with people with the linguistic ability specific to the population most affected may not have happened yet, but I'll follow up with you in that regard. We have seen and I am, how quickly 5 minutes pass. So I'm out of time, but I'll just close with noting that this challenge is growing. Some of folks that we work closely with, India included, and Turkey, are now engaging in transnational repression. It's particularly important that nobody gets a pass on this. Here in the United States, people should not be possible for foreign governments to threaten them or threaten their families back home. It's such a direct attack on freedom of speech and freedom of association. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Merkley. Senator Haggerty.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Welcome, Director Wray. Director Wray,